bum, 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 bum. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, welcome, planet. Welcome. Bum, 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 bum. Let's get this going. Let's see. Let's try. Hello, Dino. Welcome. I'm trying to figure out. Difficult to hear me? Really? I should be pretty loud. Hello? Okay, I think we just do display capture for this. Bum, 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 bum. Hello, the underwater crew. Let me pull up the stream. On my phone, so I can see it. Okay, audio's good. Doesn't Undertale music just want me to leak my social security number? It might. I would type it here, but there's no numbers on screen. And let me mute my stream on my phone. Is this like that block game? Sure it is. Is this stream going to unite Yugoslavia? I don't know where the Yugoslavia meme came from. That meme just kind of came out of nowhere. Hello, Dr. Kid. Okay. If I just need to spell my social security number phonetically. Oh, sorry guys. I guess we're just going to be playing a 7. Here we go. The Legend of 7 begins. So this was my first ever playthrough on the channel. Yeah, this is my first ever playthrough. Frog. Oh yeah. Undertale is kind of my first, I would say after FNAF. Is kind of one of my first series obsessions.
Howdy, I'm Flowey. Flowey the Flower. You're new to the underground, aren't ya? Golly, you must be so confused. Someone ought to teach you how things work around here. I guess little old me will have to do. Ready? Here we go. See that heart? That's the culmination of your soul. Your soul starts off weak, but can grow strong if you gain lots of LV. What does LV stand for? Why, love, of course.
Oh, I've played pretty much every Toby Fox project except the Halloween hack. I really want to get into other projects like One Shot, I think. Is that Temmie's main thing?
Why, love, of course. You want some love, don't you? Don't worry, I'll share some with you. Down here, love is shared through little white friendliness pellets. Are you ready? Move around, get as many as you can. You idiot! In this world, it's kill or be killed. Why would anyone pass up an opportunity like this? Die!
Shit, I can't do a Toriel voice. It's almost like this is why they don't appear in the Undertale AU. So I'll bring this up every now and then, because this is kind of my subtle way to... So, did you see an image of a wrestler going to the tree? Wrestler tree sign? Stop smelling flowers, gets the face bitten off. This is... Cuts to 7 of being brutally murdered. So, I will occasionally reference, there is an abandoned kind of Undertale AU project I worked on. I'm just going to let Toriel's dialogue play. We all know this. I don't have really a voice for it. I am Toriel, caretaker of the ruins. I pass through this... Okay, now it's just Stewie Griffin. Fuck it. Toriel Stewie Griffin. I pass through the ruins every day to make sure to see if anyone has fallen down. You are the first human to come here in a long time. Come, I will guide you through the catacombs. Fights Toriel. The William voice? I'll have to save that for someone, I don't know. So a lot of my initial voices that I do, like, SireSquawks comes reporting for duty, is kind of derived from my original Flowey voice. The shadow of the ruin... Actually, wait. The shadow of the ruin looms above, filling you with determination. HP fully restored. The Seven narrator theory is always one of my favorites, so I'm gonna voice the narrator like I'm voicing Seven. Welcome to your new home, innocent one. Allow me to educate you in the proper operation of the ruins. Shadow FNAF reference! You should totally address the power. Ancient diversions between few dorkies and whatever. One of them must be solved to move from room to room. Please adjust your sight to the south of them. Adjusted. I'm planning to go through basically the entire True Pacifist run here. It's because Kara doesn't have an established gender. Have you? I've never actually played. Well, 7. I don't know if 7 has, but SireSquawks, have not played Pokemon Dungeon games. Oh, Ruin reference! Yeah, we're playing Ruin, guys! It's leaked! Let's move to the next room. So yeah, Undertale is kind of my first love as a project and series. As a human living in the underground, monsters may attack you. You will need to prepare for the situation. Okay, I'm not... Toriel's fun and all, but she's like the least interesting part of this game. You ran away. Truthfully, that was not a poor choice. It's better to avoid conflict whenever possible. That, however, is only a dummy. It cannot harm you. He's made of cotton, and there's no desire for revenge. Never mind. I forgot what he... I'm only doing this for Mad Dummy. Sad out of 7. Has 7 played Among Us? I don't know. They don't really talk much. Yeah. I just want to get to the more interesting parts of the game, and I do want to beat it. Will 7 become a reoccurring... What if I just... We're going to be fighting so many Froggets, I'll have plenty of time to do it the proper way. Okay, let me explain the story of how Neon Dynamo was accidentally born from Undertale. Because it's really bizarre how this happened. So Undertale, right? Let me turn that volume a bit. Undertale, right, had a massive alternate universe and fan comic scene. And I really wanted to be a part of that, but I really, like, if you see how crude the early Neon Dynamo art is now, and that was in 2020, imagine what my 2016 art was like. And I just couldn't do it and live up to what I wanted my comic to be, so it kind of was laid scrapped, and then that comic's ideas made it into a D&D campaign I was working on. In which there was a running gag in which basically the setups to my campaigns often involved a reality god altering the plot to fit the whatever I wanted the story to be. So, like, basically the idea was, instead of, like, your common bar setup, this character would just, like, show up and, like, drag everyone into the plot. For his own amusement, and that was like the running kind of connected plot thread. The Bite of 87. Whoever said the cannibal 789. 7 must be the true answer. It's just 7 a bunch. I think I'll be getting pink names, is my plan. OMG Frog, like Happy Frog! My god! And then that project led to a series called Plate Chronicles, which was kind of about that somewhat Undertale inspired concept. That somewhat Undertale like inspired, like, yeah, I'm just going to be skipping some of the early dialogue, because everyone knows the fucking Ruins dialogue. It's more interesting later, and I want to continue with my rant, and if I stop to read every character, I won't. So that Plate Chronicles thing was kind of born from that character who was inspired by some of the unused ideas I had for the Undertale comic. And from there you get Neon Dynamo is a spin-off of Plate Chronicles, because the idea was the two comics would run alongside each other, because, I mean, in retrospect, I can't even run one comic monthly, and I thought I was going to be running 2 a month. And the idea is they would kind of play back and forth with each other, and Neon Dynamo was going to be kind of like the solution. Whoa, how the fuck are you? Oh, you're supposed to stay inside, in the middle, that's right. And that kind of led to Neon Dynamo being its own thing, because Plate Chronicles kind of failed. It didn't fail, I just never really made it. I drew at least 1 page of it. Hold on. This poor. There we go. So I just decided to do Neon Dynamo because I had a better plan for it anyway, and I thought it'd be better to start with a more traditional adventure-y sci-fi. Are they gone yet? This ghost keeps saying Z out loud repeatedly, pretending to sleep. Move it with force. I'm starting to leak into another voice we'll hear a lot later. Really not feeling up to it right now, sorry. So I decided to do Neon Dynamo instead of Plate Chronicles, because Plate Chronicles was too complicated, too massive of a project. Yeah, it's Undertale. We're playing Undertale. I'm talking about projects and what Undertale means to me and how it kind of, like... Right. Oh, gee. I usually come to the ruins when there's nobody around. But today that's so nice. Oh, I'm rambling again. I'll get out of your way. That's normal way bake sale. Okay, we'll keep that in our back pocket. That was the MZI. Which one of you gives me pink? Yeah, that doesn't count as genocide. Just kills him. Okay, so now we have pink names. And that led to Neon Dynamo. So in a weird way, Undertale created Neon Dynamo, but now I've been toying with bringing back that Undertale comic. What the fuck? A patient smile? First patient 46? Is that crazy, Frog? God damn it. Yeah, whatever, tutorial. Seven is main character bullshit. God damn. Okay, I want to be a little bit completionistic about this, even though I am playing it quickly. Okay. So to explain that Undertale comic, because it appeared in the poll recently that one of the options was an Undertale comic. Oh, I fell down a hole. No, I can't get up. No one will help me. I'm a ghost. Oh well. So that project, let's just call it Monarch Tale for now. What's weird is what was originally like the whole point kind of got swapped to like this random unexplained plot point. Is that so like the original like impetus for the project was like, oh, what if in a timeline Azrael like never dies and just keeps Kara's soul forever, or in this case 7th soul. Spoilers for Undertale. Oh, whoops. And that was like the impetus for Monarch Tale was like the idea of that fusion kind of ruling the underground for forever. And it also kind of played on like narrator theory. And that led to like, and I don't know if I'm gonna do that comic and series because like it kind of ripped on narrator theory of like that leaves Frisk with no narrator basically, and kind of means they just can't talk or interact with anyone. Getting a lot of Mike Wazowski jokes. Pie. And so the idea is like first has no narrator, they're doing everything kind of automated and they can't communicate with anyone. But you have like this, and also because of like the loose plot point in Undertale that if a boss monster's child lives, they can age and die, but they can't otherwise. Which I don't even know where that. There's so many like Undertale facts like that in the fandom. I'm like, where the fuck did this even come from? But like the idea is Toriel and Azor wouldn't be there if Azrael permanently ruled the underground. And another plot point that's like in what I have drawn and written of Monarch Tale. It's almost like a secondary plot point, but did you know that snails make terrible shoelaces? But yeah, so the idea is that, yeah, I think it was something on Waterfall. But yeah, so the idea of another plot point is that Azrael and Kara have been the same entity so long. Okay, I'll check the library RVs to see if that's something there. So there's this plot point that Azrael and Kara have been the same person so long, they just refer to themselves as Dreamer and not as Azrael or Kara. They're just called Lord Dreamer exclusively. And that's just kind of like a plot point, but that's like kind of secondary to the plot of Monarch Tale because it goes way beyond that initial setup. Like that's almost just like set dressing for the plot of it. I have not played Undertale in so long. Like the oh wow. I was so distracted. Seven stay determined. So I should have saved. So by the time Monarch Tale the comic happens, basically Frisk has been like almost railroaded into this silent, ominous figure role. And the story picks up from there, because I stand from a very neutral standpoint with the characterization of 7, RIP 7. It's interesting her dialogue plays when the options appear. So yeah, you have this kind of role of Frisk being this silent protagonist. And that's kind of the plot of Monarch Tale. He is this ominous, just kind of dead quiet child walking around doing things that no one can really perceive. They can't really like act with people anymore because they can't talk or really choose things on their own as much. It's almost like what if a normal Earthbound style RPG. Yeah, I'm gonna read all Sans because I can do a Sans voice. Because the ruins is my least favorite part of the game. It doesn't even appear in Monarch Tale. Like, I don't even think I think I draw one shot of it just to show Frisk landing. But it's the comic really starts with Snowden and But it actually mostly follows Dreamer's point of view, but... There we go. There we go. Yeah, there are a lot of implications of Sans knowing Alphas, which is really interesting. And there we go. Also, you ever notice that Toriel's eyes are slightly discolored? They're like slightly reddish. Oh yeah, we definitely know there is some like overlap between like Sans in a more scientific world, and also there is some level of overlap and there's also Sans says our reports, which means he's working with someone. And that's kind of one of the questions. It's always been a kind of interesting part of it. Anyway, let's get to the actual part of the game where I can do voices. Look, it ruins my least favorite part because Toriel's like the only character you're really bouncing off of and having fun with. I think the entire game is more fun from here. It is a good tutorial of what you're getting into, but I don't think it's actually that great of a first impression relative to the rest of the game. I feel like Sans and Papyrus are like leagues better introductory characters for the series. Or for the game.
Clever. Very clever. You think you're really smart, don't you? In this world, it's kill or be killed. So you're able to play by your own rules. You spared the life of a single person. I bet you feel real great. You didn't kill anybody this time. But what will you do if you meet a relentless killer? You'll die and you'll die and you'll die. Until you tire of trying. What will you do then? Will you kill out of frustration? Or will you give up entirely on this world? And let me inherit the power to control it. I am the prince of this world's future. Don't worry, my little monarch. My plan isn't regicide. So this is the line that actually inspired Monarch Tale. This single line of dialogue is where its name originally came from. This is so much more interesting. Thank you for the anniversary welcomes. I think my favorite character to voice in this game is Flowey. This is not Genocide. Genocide's kind of boring to play. You're really just playing it for Undyne and Sans. Yeah, I've never really liked Kara with red eyes, because it happens in like one very specific situation. So on some cool moments. Isn't it interesting that Undertale's in like 3x3 or like 4x3? I always thought that was funky. Does it come from a McDonald's ad? Human. Don't you know how to greet a new pal?
Turn around and shake my hand. Oh, the old whoopee cushion in the hand trick. It's always funny. Anyways, you're human, right? That's hilarious. I'm Sans. Sans the skeleton. I'm actually supposed to be on watch for humans right now. But, you know, I don't really care about capturing anybody. Now my brother, Papyrus, he is a human hunting fanatic. Hey, actually I think that's him over there. I have an idea. Go through this gate thingy. Yeah, go right on through. My bro made the bars too wide to stop anybody. Hey, quick, behind the conveniently shaped lamp. I'm just doing voice critical, but anyway. Sup, bro?
You know what's up. It's been 8 days and you still haven't recalibrated your puzzles. You just sitting around your station. What are you even doing?
Staring at this lamp. It's really cool.
No, I don't have time for that. What if a human comes through here? I want to be ready. I will be the one. I must be the one. I will capture a human. Then I, the great Papyrus, will get all the things I utterly deserve. Respect, recognition. I will be finally able to join the Royal Guard. People will ask to be my friend. I will bathe with a shower of kisses every morning.
Maybe this lamp will help you.
Sans, you're not helping, you lazy bones! All you do is sit around and boondoggle. You get lazier and lazier every day.
Hey, take it easy. I've got a ton of work to do today. A skeleton.
Sans!
Come on, you're smiling.
I am and I hate it. Ugh. Why does someone as great as I have to do so much just to get some recognition?
Wow, sounds like you're really working yourself down to the bone.
Ugh. I will attend to my puzzles. As for your work, put a little more backbone into it.
Okay, you can come out now.
Okay, I'm gonna have to stick to that voice. Oh man, I'm glad I did make warm up for the stream. Okay, that does for Swine Index.
Okay. Actually, hey, not to bother you, but did you do me a favor? I was thinking my brother's been kind of down lately. He's never seen him before, and seeing you might just make his day. Don't worry, he's not dangerous. Even if he tries to be. Thanks a million. I'll be up ahead.
Snowdrake flutters forth.
Mr. Community invites you to campfire.
My favorite ice cereal's frosted.
I did it wrong.
See? Dad was wrong!
God, the rotating teeth are really weird in Snowdrake. So hold. I think I'm gonna do this kind of buster only. This is just the normal PC version.
So, as I was saying about Undying.
Oops, all Elizabeth cereal. Is the Papyrus voice too loud, by the way? I feel like it's probably too loud.
Sans, oh my god, is that a human?
Actually, I think that's a rock.
No.
Hey, what's that standing in front of the rock?
Oh my god! Is that a human?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Sans, I finally did it! Undying will. I'm going to. I'll be so popular. I am human. You shall not pass through this area. I, the great Papyrus, will stop you. I will capture you, and you will be delivered to the capital. Then, I'm not sure what happens next. But in any case, continue only if you dare. Yeah!
Well, that went well. Don't sweat it. I'll keep an eye socket out for you. I am not going to be able to talk tomorrow. God, I have to do the Neon Dynamo dub shortly after this. No! Ignore. Yeah. Boop, boop, boo, doo, 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 doo. I'm just going to save my voice for the big rolls.
Did something move? Was my imagination? I can only see moving things. If something was moving, for example a human, I'll make sure it never moves again.
Doggo. Pet. You pet Doggo.
What? I have been pet?
Pot, pet. Pet Doggo. Where is that coming from? Pet. Hi, welcome. Welcome, Gifney CD.
There's no end to it.
Tito just like hated it in its prime when it was like really everywhere and everything was shoving it down your throat. He doesn't actually hate it that much. It's kind of an exaggerated gag.
Something pet me. Something that isn't moving. I'm gonna need some dog treats for this.
Someone's been smoking dog treats. Hey, here's something important to remember. My brother has a very special attack. If you see a blue attack, don't move and it won't hurt you. Here's an easy way to keep it in mind. Imagine a stop sign. You see a stop sign, you stop, right? Stop signs are red, so imagine a blue stop sign instead. Simple, right? When fighting, think about blue stop signs. Yeah, I don't think, the whole... Hello, I am a snowman. I want to see the world, but I cannot move. If you would be so kind, traveler, please, take a piece of me and bring it very far away. Thank you, good luck. Buy me the pieces. Having a mental breakdown of FNAF lore is completely understandable. Michael Motorist is an icon. Like, that is probably one of my favorite theories, honestly. And that's not just because I helped popularize it. I just stand by it's one of my favorites. The Red Soul Determination, I don't think it's ever outright stated. I think it's just assumed because that's the defining trait of Frisk that it would be so. Then again, that's also assuming that, like, it is a hard set rule that people are set into, like, personality types and that changes their soul. Or their soul changes them. Okay, anyway, Papyrus time.
You're so lazy. You were napping all day. I think that's called sleeping. Excuses! Oh, the human arrives. In order to stop you, my brother and I have created some puzzles. I think you will find this one quite shocking. It's interesting that he also makes puns, and that's kind of often ignored. Papyrus does also make puns. Well, you see, this is the invisible electricity maze! When you touch the walls of this maze, this orb will administer a hearty zap. Sound like fun? Because the amount of fun you will probably have is actually rather small, I think. Okay, go ahead now. I have to separate them from Flowey, otherwise they'll just have the same voice. Sans! What did you do? I think the human has stole the orb. Oh, okay. Of this, please. Oh yeah, the Queen is one of the highlights of Deltarune. I think Queen is kind of the first step of Deltarune really being its own thing, in my opinion. Because I feel like a lot of Deltarune Chapter 1 is kind of just like, hey, this is almost just more Undertale with a new story. Whereas for something about Queen felt like it was really starting to find its stride in writing with her. Incredible, you slippery snail! You solved it so easily. Too easily. However, the next puzzle will not be so easy. It is designed by my brother Sans. You will be surely confounded. I know I am. I forgot he just slides away. What the hell? God, I forget some of the things in this game. Yeah, thanks. My brother seems like he's having fun. By the way, did you see that weird outfit he's wearing? We made that a few weeks ago for our costume party. He hasn't worn anything else since. Keeps calling it his battle body. Man, is my brother cool. I don't understand why these things aren't selling. And it's the perfect weather for something cold. Oh, a customer! Hello, would you like to buy some ice cream? It's the frozen treat that warms your heart. Now just 15G. Here you go. Have a super duper day. You got the ice cream. Okay, get a few of those. Is it... What are, like, the rules for, like, how this thing works? Okay, I got integrity. Hopping around twirling. You're hopping around twirling with your... Because a lot of these are written, I think, as just descriptors of what the humans were before. Hopping around and twirling. Your original style pulled through. You are too cheap. Where did the... Is it just from when you beat it, like... This feel like there's nothing else to offer. Can you replay the minigame? Is there like a way to control what ending you get, or is it just based on the size of the ball? Green, your concern and care for ball led you to decisive victory. I'll just do this over and over again until I get them all, I guess. Because I feel like this is the only clue in the game that really... And also the items they had. Like, and what they do kind of gives you a sense of the personality of what they had. And I like this is like such a random, subtle way to imply it. Perseverance. Even when you felt trapped,
You took notes and achieved the end. Like, this is all definitely a descriptor of each one. Also, I'm getting gold for this, and I think I'm going to get a different one each time. Oh, no, you don't. Okay. How do you get courage? You just need to be like... Is there, like, any rules to this? Or... do I just need to hit it constantly for courage? Because I've always thought of, like, courage as, like, the meathead kind of, like, personality. Just, like, hit it enough until it fucking works. Okay, I don't know. Fun Valley, huh? Is determination is constantly used with yellow, because it's the color of the save icon when you use it. It's the color of it's the color of, like, whenever it's emphasized. But yellow is also used to emphasize a lot of things. So, and I'm just trying to get it at, like, different sizes. Light blue. Ball is small. You waited. Still, for this opportunity. Then to thrown ball with a sharp attack. You're 4G. Okay, let me play ball way too much. Okay, so that size seems to get green. I don't know if you can get it in any bigger. I don't really know how this minigame works, honestly. Okay, that's perseverance again. Yeah, I don't think quality determines whether or not someone gets a sequel. I think Deltarune is the closest thing, and probably the best option for an Undertale, like, the closest thing Undertale will get is... I think the Shadow of the Colossus, like, Ico kind of treatment is a good way to handle it. How small... Can I get, like, the ball... Like, let's let it shrink a little bit every time. Let's try... No, why is that green again? I will figure out the stupid ball puzzle. We're not getting, like, anything else. What if I just beat the ever-loving shit out of it? Just like... bang, 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 bang. Like, I actually am trying to progress. It's just very hard when I'm always hitting it to, like, make any actual progress. Much like what I think Courage would actually be like. Okay. That's still just purple. Frisk is yellow just because they're determined, yeah. Take the Lord Keeper certificate. This... It looks like a snowball. But actually, it's a snow decahedron. Is this the fried snow gag? Yeah, okay. I don't have any snow.
Human, I hope you're ready for Sans.
Where is the puzzle?
It's right there. Right there on the ground. Trust me. There's no way they can get past this one.
Shit, I can't solve it. I'm stuck, guys. So, thanks for enjoying the stream. I think I'll have out of it. I think that was a good stream, guys. Congrats, let's go. Anyway.
Sans, I didn't do anything.
Oops. I know I should have used today's crossword instead.
Crossword? I can't believe you said that. My opinion, Junior Trouble is easily the hardest.
What?
Really, dude? That easy peasy word scramble? That's for baby bones. Unbelievable. Human, solve this dispute. Ha! Yes! Humans must be very intelligent, if they also find Junior Trouble so difficult. I
like you're saying Junior Jumble just to appease my brother. Yesterday got stumped trying to solve the horoscope. God, I feel like cut out on some of the voices. Shut up, Toby. What if I killed exclusively Lesser Dog? That'd be such a brutal decision. Oops. Thanks, weird puppy.
What? How did you avoid my trap? And more importantly, is there any left for me? Really? Wowie, no one's ever enjoyed my cooking before. Well then, fret not, human. I, Master Chef Papyrus, will make you all the pasta you could ever want. Human! How do I say this? You are taking a long time to arrive, so I decided to improve this puzzle by arranging the snow to look more like my face. Unfortunately, the snow froze on the ground. Now the solution is different. And as usual, my lazy brother is nowhere around. I suppose what I'm saying is, worry not, human. I, the great Papyrus, so we'll solve this conundrum. Then we can both proceed. Meanwhile, feel free to solve the puzzle yourself. I'll try to give away the answer. What was the... No, I had their idea, I just did it wrong. Yeah, I fixed it. This is like the one... This is like the one real puzzle in this game. Nah, you can't cheat it. I was wondering if I could... Okay. Okay. Yep. Did it... Wow, you solved it! You even did without my help. Incredible. I'm impressed. You must care a lot about puzzles like I do. Well, I'm sure you'll love my next puzzle then. It might even be too easy for you. Yeah. Good job on solving it so quickly. You even need my help, which is great, because I love doing absolutely nothing. I like to think the reason Sans is such a hard boss fight is not because... I'm just going to skip this because it's so much dialogue. And it really hurts my throat to do this voice for such extended periods of time, but I need to skip some of it. I want to say something. Classic. I might actually have to cut this stream short just for the sake of my voice not being destroyed. I think I did it slightly wrong. Let me try this alternative again. I wish I had more to say this stream. Wait, I solved it though. Okay, good. I solved it wrong, I think. I don't think I was supposed to solve it that way, because it's supposed to lead to this gag. Did I just try to speedrunner strat? Because that saves the building animation gag, doesn't it? Wait. Oh, greater dog. Greater dog. Dun, dun, dun.
I can't believe I just got killed by Greater Dog. 7 stay determined. Do I have to do this again? Shit. Curious. So yeah, you can kind of. Have to do this stupid puzzle again. I guess I'll do it the correct way, because this is... What? What the fuck? I was on it. I did the thing. Okay. That's the correct way to do it. I did it wrong. Yeah, because then it does the slow little animation. It's down here. Is this the secret door? That's the secret door. Oh god, my throat. PMD game. I do not know what that is. God, damn it, what the hell? The door is like an end of game bonus. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, purely because like 2 of the next projects I'm working on potentially are too many things I'm working on coming up require my voice to be as intact as possible. Oh, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, I have not. And I think I might actually have to cut the stream way... I was planning to beat the whole game. But my throat is already hurting. So I think rather than doing something super voice heavy, especially since I'm going to have to say so much as Papyrus for the rest of that area. I'm not sure if I'm going to cut the stream short, but I think I can switch it to something of a similar topic. Which is, I think, what I'll do instead. Is give a bit of a tour of the Monarch project right now as it is. I think I'll just open a bunch of the pages and just like show off what work's been done. because it's a 26-page long chapter for chapter 1. Granted, the art is way simpler because I am trying to like kind of do the Undertale art style, which when you translate the comics is actually very simplistic. Uh, so I think I'll show off random like unfinished pages and just kind of talk about it, I guess. It's the closest thing on topic I have right now. Also, can I say Azrael is, or the Azrael kind of concept and design, really hard to draw properly. I really don't like drawing it. What other? I was going to show off some of my highlight pages, kind of the ones I'm like, that turned out good. That looks nice. 6. I don't even remember what some of these pages are. There we go. Yeah, let me, okay, I'll enable the screen now that I've collected a good bunch of them to show off. So a lot of chapter 1 is, okay, that's some of a fight scene later. God, see, this panel right here is the perfect example of how fucking hard it is to draw Azrael. They're technically Dreamer in this, but like, it's still, that face shape and archetype is really hard to capture. Compare it to like Sans, who looks so much cleaner. Obviously these are rough sketches and all, so they get a little bit of leeway. Some of the more finished pages look way better. Like, this is my favorite shot in the entire first chapter. That this is like, I spent a lot of time on the detail and stuff like that. I think Frisk looks way more. Frisk doesn't have their fucking. Hold on, no, I need to. I am glad I did not plug in my controller because I considered playing with controller. I just realized an art error. Can you see the art error here? Hey, and this is not like a subtle error. This is like an actually pretty overt one. Let me. Where the hell's my pen? Chat, can you spot the art error? There it is. Yeah. Okay. There we go. It's a very simple fix, but ta-da. Frisk does have eyes. I also draw their dust in this, or the dust left by fighting people. That's all their eyes are gonna look like. I'm not gonna do anything more with them. I'm not also sure if I want this color to be in comic or not, in color or not. Because getting all the Undertale colors and all things right would be really tedious. This is the page I might have to fully rework. Oh wait, hold on. I just realized they did it. Okay. Did I actually forget they have 2 stripes? I drew them. This is a very simple fix. They have 2 stripes. First doesn't talk, obviously, and they keep the stick and bandage all the way through, because another kind of thing in this chapter is dude, that's future projects, maybe. Let me see if I can just get the Monarch. Um, hmm. Oh wait, hold on. I have another page example of why drawing Asriel is so fucking impossible. What was I even looking for? Oh yeah, I'll show the role that humans have in this or in this. Here they are. Okay, so this is all we see of the four surviving humans of this timeline. The implication kind of is I might do art streams when I kind of get more comfortable with the projects and stuff. I want chapter one of this to be a little bit more of a surprise, which is kind of why I'm not going super far into it. So the idea is the surviving humans are ones that just never did anything wrong. Uh, and then there are humans who have died off screen for being threats, because this is not just Asriel rules the series. This is Asriel has basically been consciously merged with Kara from being one entity for forever, basically. So I think that kind of hatred of humans still is somewhere in them, which is why they're more willing to hurt people. So four of them survive because they're not threats. So they get to stay around. The integrity and courage souls, however, or the dark blue and orange souls, uh, I don't think I'll ever state how they died, but they die off screen. With the courage soul trying to fight this timeline's Undyne. Where's Undyne's? There. So we can see Undyne's still missing the eye. So the idea is that the courage soul is the one who destroys their eye. And I like to think the integrity soul just fucked up and like fell off a cliff because they were too stuck up their own ass to listen to people trying to help them. Like they weren't violent or anything. They just fucked up, too much integrity. And the other ones just stay around. You have all the dust on Frisk all the way through. But this is an example of why fucking drawing Asriel's really obnoxious. He has weird hands. He has a really weird face shape. Hi, Tito. Welcome to the stream. And where's the... And sometimes it looks fine, and then other times you get panels like... Where's the running panel? Oh, God, this is the worst one. This is... I could not, for the life of me, figure out how to draw this page. This is the Queso Tito. And also, I keep the gag that Frisk cannot run. This is such an in-joke for me, because Frisk canonically can't run. They only walk everywhere. It's the cheesy boy. He finally has internet. Like, compare this page to this one. Oh, God, the art. I mean, but Azrael doesn't have an actual goat head. He has this weird fucking tube head. I'm gonna... Hold on. Let me try redrawing it a bit. I want to see if I can do it better. Here, like, on the spot. Because they also have like this weird like flesh spike like tooth. Like this is how it's drawn. I think I can at least make it like better looking, if only slightly. I'm gonna make his horns more exaggerated too. So my plan is, if people are interested enough in it and like really want it, I'll do a dub of Monarch Tale, just like Neon Dynamo will get. But that's wrong too. That's proportioned wrong. God damn it! I fucking hate these goat heads. And the other issue is because Azrael's only in so much of the original game. There's not a lot of art of what his specific horn set looks like. Okay, I can hopefully. I think I'll. I've been trying to do a lot is there's an interesting quote from the creator of Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama, where he says that cutting corners can help make better art at times. Like sometimes just like, hey, if I have to do 15 pages for this week's chapter of Shonen Jump, I'll just fill it with these like big page threads and that looks cool. Even if it doesn't really progress the plot much that chapter. You do not need to do a Toriel voice, Zach. Uh, that is missing a lot of context, but just know Toriel's voice was very much a meme because Zach did Toriel's voice in the Undertale episode of one we did on his channel. But basically, like for example, doing this big fancy foreshortened thing with the locket, as kind of nonsensical as it is, prevents me from having to draw most of the shoulder pad. And that's kind of what like Akira Toriyama was talking about, where it's like sometimes being kind of lazy and cutting corners can look better if you're like looking for it. So I just need to exaggerate a lot of proportions in general. You're lost, friend. There, I'm doing an art stream now, I guess. Anyway, this is the stream now. I'm now drawing this one specific frame of Azrael running. I draw with an art tablet. I would say drawing with a kind of depends. I really don't know. Whoops. I'm basically just redoing this entire drawing from scratch, but I'll probably use this as the final illustration anyway. There. That looks better, in quotes. It's still not great. But I think it looks better. It looks more animal-like, which is good. But this is supposed to be stiff as all hell. Like that's part of this gag. Let me see if I can. There, that result. Like the whole bit here is that it's so awkward and stiff, but the proportions are a little off. Frisk is really thin here. And I prefer when I draw Frisk, I think of them as like this, not bulky, but like definitely like very fluffy kind of like clothing, very like padded out. And I draw the hands a little square, so I'm gonna try to figure that. Yeah, I just think it's interesting that Undertale is supposed to be set like noticeably in the future, which is what's interesting. Because it's 21X is like the past when Seven's like, or when Kara falls. Thinking of Seven from the stream, from the gameplay. Uh, has Tito ever played a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game? I don't know. Ask Tito. There we go. There we go. Feet proportions are totally wrong. Totally inconsistent. Let me try. There we go. There we go. Very wonky bricks. You know, it probably should be a little higher up. So otherwise it looks like they're walking on that little line, which is wrong. There we go. Page drastically better. I could change this because what the perspective I was looking for wasn't really working. I think I'll keep the overall art though. I think I'll just. I'll keep the Angels Heaven part of the Delta Rune out, maybe though. What does it look like? I feel like I've drawn it elsewhere, right? Do I just avoid? Okay, it's up try. There we go. Okay. This is probably I need to fix the perspective on the frying pan, but this is my favorite page, I think, of like the Asriel or the Dreamer first fight. I don't know what to do for this stream, honestly. Do I just like finish Monarch Tale on stream or this is a sadder page because that's the death of Papyrus in this run. This is also a fun page. This is like the one breath of comedy in chapter 1. Because chapter 1, because it gets more comedic as it goes, but chapter 1 is not at all comedic. There is some kind of like irony humor in it. Like if you're from the perspective of me, there's some comedy because part of the bit is like it starts so damn edgy and serious as a comic, but it will kind of stop being that after a bit in the later parts. Oh, Ditto, welcome. God damn it. That's a real stupid beanhead. No wonder people like kind of always slightly change Asriel's design whenever they draw him. Because like drawing him authentically leads to like a lot of weird proportions and shots. Yeah, that they this is it's not really colored, but this is supposed to be the brand name Kara chocolate bar. A tough question to ask. Ask away, perfect, Alini. So there's such thing as objective art from being objective art. Uh, that is such a weirdly nuanced question because it's like I think part of me just wants to say like fuck it if someone was trying to express something whether by contract or by genuine effort or by passion or whatever, I think that kind of makes it art. Even if the expression is just I want to fucking make money, I feel like that's in a way kind of still art. Now you can argue whether that's better or worse art, but I feel like if the question is just what is art, I feel like that still qualifies. I feel like greed is still a human emotion and exploring it is still art. So I feel like, and I feel like at a certain point, what we're getting at, what we're going to get to is like what determines the boundaries for like AI being art and etc. And I think the moment we get to the point where AI genuinely has its own thoughts or feelings, that's the moment it will be truly art because it's trying to. Because otherwise, it's your art. If an AI makes something and you request it or tell do it, you are the one expressing your desires. It is just doing it for you. So it is you are the reason it's art, but it is the one making it. That is my take. It is mostly about the desire to express or create and the product of it. That's my take on art, at least. Like AI is such like a thing. It's something so hard, I think, right now to determine and talk about. It's like it is changing and growing so exponentially fast that I think genuinely trying to argue anything about it's really difficult right now because we just don't know where its end destination is. What's good? It's Astral. Or is Astral. I'm drawing murder. My god, for Sand is cartoonishly large here. I'm kind of doing a small version of like Rusts from the Dynamo's like collar. I'm just going to draw. Ta-da! It's got Kotlin predict the AI uprising confirmed. I think so. It's hard to get this hand back down to like reasonable proportions. Monkey. Sad edit of Rush from the Dynamo and Dwarvel from Family in the background. I don't even know. Let me just. This is one of the few times using a mouse is better because I can just do this. Make the stars look better. I'm kind of assuming Azrael, at least in this time, has learned to use the adult format. Because I'm assuming it's kind of one of those like, to what degree is Hopes and Dreams Azrael the same original like kid Azrael? Like, oh, that's just messed up. Like, would one just become the other with enough time? Assuming Azrael never died. I'm kind of assuming that for this comic. I'm kind of assuming that like this attack style, even if it isn't as powerful, is like inherent. Like this is always what his attacks were always going to look like. Obviously, he has the prominent fireballs, but also like the big sweeping magical dust and stuff. And like the star waves and all that. Like, oops. Rest Better Paul's soul. That's not how it's pronounced, but that is the first time Rust's last name has ever been said, though. Rust Pale Soul. Uh, Fun little behind the scenes. One of the unused, because I wrote a few, because Rust's name came way before his last name. So there were kind of a few scrap last name ideas I went through. One of them being Haverk as like a play on Havoc. Uh, do I think Ban Ban was always a joke king? I don't think it started as it. I think they've been leaning into it every chapter a little bit more. Because here's the weird thing. There are moments where I'm like, that's genuinely kind of a funny concept in Ban Ban. Which tells me that I think if they tried, they probably could be decent comedy writers for a parody game. I just don't think their initial effort was. I also think they need better voices. Because, oh man, the voices are rough. Some of them aren't bad. Most of them are mostly bad. They're almost completely bad. They're bad. I Not to sell myself short, but I feel like I could do a lot of the voices in that game better, and that's not a good thing. I am not a professional voice actor. I should not be the standard for how good or bad a voice is. And if I am comparable, that is not a good thing for your voice acting. And I think the voice acting is the biggest flaw of Chapter 2. Because our like main anti-hero, somewhat protagonist, somewhat antagonist title character is the doofiest sounding voice they could have gotten. It sounds like an IT guy talking to you the whole way through. I refuse to do a Ban Ban voice. I haven't heard Stinger Flynn's voice. I've actually been like stockpiling. I plan to like binge a bunch of Ban Ban 3 playthroughs because I haven't really been able to from helping Tito move lately. This is a much better page then. I kind of like when I get the more angular arms like this. This looks a little off model, but I kind of like it. Not that I have a super established like character sheet. I just like in general, like compared to this looks a lot more like that's a person in here. Like that looks like Azrael, but angry. This, I think I had an idea with his eyes, and I don't think it worked. Okay. I need to treat Azrael like he has a real biology, which is what's tricky about him is he has like there's no human anatomy to reference for Azrael. So you just kind of have to like give him anatomy because he doesn't have real goat anatomy, sadly. So you do have to do a lot of legwork to do. To like fix to like look I don't I think I could do a Ban Ban character if I wasn't actually doing an impression of one of them. if I was like creating a voice for Ban Ban, I think I could do something better than if I was actually trying to replicate the voice he has. Because the issue with replicating a bad voice is you're kind of doomed to fail to some extent. And I don't mean like an overacted voice like Javert from uh, the movie version of Les Miserables. 24601! Because that's just a silly performance that doesn't like work really well, but it's not like actually like lacking in quality from an acting department. It's just like this actor just was not the right role for this, so it fits horribly, and he cannot sing this style of music well, which gives him a very silly voice. I'm Joker. But when you're like actually replicating like and like Kami was always like a fun kind of like voice to replicate. For example, like you're tearing me apart, Lisa. That's like a fun, but like the Ban Ban voice is just like this is clearly just the guy or whatever. You know, like that's just one of the. Aren't they two brothers? Like I don't. Did they even like? I feel like they should have had enough money to voice cast, unless the refund percents are really that much of a problem, where they're making no money off of it. But I feel like they could have casted better for like everything there. There's already Jack. Of course there is. Ban Ban is like the dark mirror of FNAF, and I don't mean that in like it's a darker series. I mean like it is what if every quality of FNAF was genuinely bad? Because I stand by FNAF's atmosphere in FNAF 1 genuinely holds up really well. It is a little silly now, kind of because we've been overexposed to it, but like I think that shows talent was there even on day one. That has never been, and I think a lot of the models for FNAF really hold up well, even if there is some like texturing issues that become a problem, or some topography issues, not texture. Particularly with Scrap Trap, where like that's also a thing with the nightmares, but it's a little less noticeable because they were so detailed. Anyway, uh, that you really didn't notice it. But the 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 Ban Ban models never look like that. They never look like talent being rushed. They look like this is probably the best we could do anyway, so might as well not give it much more thought. Like I think genuinely the scopes they're looking for are just smaller, rather than like, yeah, I'm doing this just quickly. Oh no, this is supposed to be the sword slash. Whoops. This entire chapter of like this entire part of chapter 1 is supposed to look sort of like Undertale brought to life as a comic, as opposed to me trying to do my own thing with Undertale characters. And I think I'll change that probably by chapter 2, because that there is an important shift after something that happens in it that I think I kind of want to double down on and really adjust around. It all depends on how well it does, though. This is admittedly not really a passion project in the way that Neon Dynamo is. Like, nothing will really stop me from working on Neon Dynamo. I think Monarch Tale I could be stopped if people really wanted. Like, if people were like, this is the worst fucking Undertale comic of all time, get it out of here, I think I would stop. And if people were like, nah, I just prefer Neon Dynamo, I want you to spend more time on that and FNAF theories and shit, I think that would also be, like, a big factor to me. If people actively enjoyed something else I was working on more and this was stalling it, I think I would stop. That said, I do have, particularly for uh, a specific fight scene or two, I'm like, God, I have some really cool choreography ideas I want to try out. Okay, there is a character in Neon Dynamo, on the topic of wordplays, which I see in chat. There is a character in Neon Dynamo who has probably my favorite, like one of the few times I felt like I was genuinely being clever with a name. Is named Tier. It was way funnier earlier when he was like a code-based demon character. He's not at all that really anymore, but that name I think stands really well. Spelled T_error for context. Oops. That is one of the few names I've created where I'm like, I felt clever with this name. It still kind of works, but not really. Uh, Tier might be so okay. The Tier is weirdly important to Neon Dynamo in several weird, kind of roundabout ways. He kind of is the reason Neon Dynamo happened. Because originally Tier was like a code demon, like reality warping god who was like, his power was basically he was overwriting reality as if it was code, was his whole deal. And that was like the threat in his arc of Flight Chronicles. And there's going to be a character who kind of covers that role in Flight Chronicles, but that was the story arc they came from. And he brain rot. He was like Neon Dynamo was kind of supposed to be like the what happens next to his story arc, like him kind of being post defeated and all that, and that's kind of what Neon Dynamo started as. And then the idea is like the idea was that Rust and his group would kind of like, for lack of a better term, stumble upon him, in as we can say it, and that was going to be like a really important plot point. That never really happened. And that's not really how Tier's role in the anime is going to be because he's a completely different character now. I think he is kept that he is powerful, and that is about it. And some of his color scheme, I really liked his design scheme, and I tried to work a little bit of that Tier name in there. I still want to keep him the name because I really like the name and I want to use it. But his role's pretty much completely different. Like yeah, he still has some like interesting kind of lore implications, but not really. His powers are almost. He has a. Yeah, his powers are completely different. Ooh, what the fuck? No, god damn it. There we go. Fixed. Sometimes Windows tries to make this its own driver system for tablets, and it fucks it. Yeah. Well, maybe I'll keep you, but I'll like make you simplistic, so it's like keeping the Asgore staff. Let me see if I can actually pull up like old concept art of what Reality God tier was going to look like. Any Undertale I use I like. What I'm trying to think back to like what I was like into for Undertale stuff. I remember liking hand plates, but I don't remember much about it. It's also one of those, does it even count as an AU? It's kind of its own thing. I wonder, I'm trying to figure out, do I have any non-spoiler, like the ones that aren't super close to his design for chair? Okay, yeah, I'm not spoiling any designs. This is a fun one. This is real old, but is there any other good tier designs that aren't just like straight up his final design with different clothes? I'll show off. I'll show off some actually Neon Dynamo concept art while I'm at this. Some of the first time his characters were drawn. Uh, and stuff. Um, might as well while I'm here in this file. Yeah, that's straight up a spoiler. Because that's a character. Yeah. Well, I'll show off a scrapped character. That'll be fun. This character will literally never appear. Okay. It is time. Let me share the screen again. There we go. So this is tier. This is like a really early draft of tier. Was like this was kind of his gist. Reveals in the end. Actually, in that file, there is a really important ending character in that file holder. So good thing I didn't show that. So yeah, this is what Tierra originally like. This is one of his concepts. He went through so many revisions. I don't even have some of his first ever drawings done. I think I have my GPI really low on this because like you can see pixels way more than you can with normal Neon Dynamo art. Behold, madness. Madness takes many forms. This is early concept art of the Grenadier. A lot of the stuff changed, like stayed the same. I think I might reuse some elements that I didn't use in this art as like an upgraded costume or something like that. That might be a good use of it. Here's our scrapped character, Harrison Bunneron. Literally never going to be used as this design, at least. I have no plans for him appearing. FNAF into madness? And Sania, the slime golem guardian thing. Because Sania was originally supposed to fight Rust there instead of just being blown up. Here, let me pull up Neon Dynamo chapter 4. So this is what actually happens to Sania. This is Sania's arc. Yes, hare as in rabbit. Harrison Bunneron. Also a play on Harrison Bergeron. Sania's amazing character arc, everyone. I drafted an entire concept art sketch, and she gets blown up. Amazing character arc. Uh, there's other art I've done. Like I did a sketch of Rust with a different like outfit, and I don't know if I'm going to use that outfit or not. Harrison Bunneron's also really good wordplay because Harrison Bergeron is a short story about like an apocalyptic future or a dystopian future, not apocalyptic, a dystopian future in which to counteract like ableism and stuff like that, they basically just hinder all people to be the same. Like if you're too athletic, you have to wear like weights and stuff on your body to slow you down. If you're too good at thinking, they have a machine in your ear that like buzzes to distract you every now and then. And Harrison Bergeron is a character in that story who is so like perfect and flawless naturally that they just like had to like basically strap a junkyard's worth of like random scrap on him to hold him back. And at the end of the story, he rips it all off and like shows off in front of a camera audience. Like, look at what we're supposed to be like. Look at like the peak specimen, which is me. Fuck off. And Harrison Bunneron, the character I drew, was supposed to be like a rabbit martial artist from like a pacifist village. That they're like, we fucking hate fighting. We hate this kid because he's just a psychopath by our logic, and he's just like a normal martial artist. So like that was riffing on like being held back by his culture and all that and stuff like that, and it's hare as in rabbit, and then Bunneron obviously is because I couldn't just say Bergeron. So that wordplay was very fun, and that was kind of the only reason that character exists. And they've been replaced by characters who work better for what his story role was going to be. I mean, Harrison basically was like almost Goku-like in terms of how innocent his personality was, and yet, in a way, they weren't completely wrong in that, like, no, he really does just want to fight people, and sometimes can be really scary when fighting. Harrison versus Big Chungus, that's a close fight. I don't think we'll ever know the conclusion to that. God, I love drawing characters like Frisk's hair, or at least the way I stylize it in this comic, because I can just kind of go nuts with it. Almost every Neon Dynamo character has a little bit of that going on, where it's like I kind of just allow there to be pretty general rules for how their hair works, so I can kind of play fast and loose with it, which allows them to look detailed without being so detailed that I have to have a consistent like style guide to what it looks like. Uh, I would say Grenadier and Rust are some of the only characters that have like established hair shapes, and even then I play a little fast and loose with them. Like Rust always has to have the triangular spike here, and then he always has to have the middle spikes, and he always has to have at least this core spike, this spike, and then maybe a side spike. But then sometimes I get weird with it. Like I'll add more spikes on one side if it's a little too asymmetrical. Because I mean his hair is naturally like that. That's naturally asymmetrical as hell. But first eyes in this base sketch were really funky. I prefer the one that are a little bigger because it makes them look a little less evil. Because the whole point is they're just this apathetic choice making machine almost. Like they're not really good or evil, they're just kind of functioning on what can and can't be done at the moment. Like this is a choice I can make, therefore I must make it kind of logic. Is like this Frisk's story. William Afton is Funtime Foxy with illusion discs. I would love. Isn't that weird how that's like the one way we haven't seen illusion discs made and like used to turn like people into animatronics? Is that happen? Did that happen in the book and I just forgot? You know, maybe I shouldn't worry about spoilers in art streams so much because it seems like the art streams typically get a few like less views, but that's kind of a good thing because it means it's fewer people I could spoil to potentially. Who needs an illusion disc when you have Fazgoo? You know, that's a fair point. Why not just Fazgoo it? I love drawing the dreamer fireballs as almost more like comets rather than traditional fire. I do watch a lot of Ride Test Theories. I think I've actually mentioned that in some of my videos. This is actually the latest one they've done. About Cassidy being in Security Rouge is probably the one I. This is one of the first times where I'm like, no, from beginning to end, I kind of disagree with almost all of this theory. I've never really been a fan of like the Cassidy Princess theory because I feel like they are clinging and crawling on this idea that that was an absolutely intentional clue and all that, and not just a developer being like kind of cheeky, like, haha, we made the princess yellow, kind of like Cassidy being associated with Golden Freddy. Am I right? I mean, it wouldn't be the first time something like that happened with the Cassidy Kazoo incident. Which I feel like people who are ignorant of that kind of don't understand that, like, sometimes things happen as mistakes or in jokes that are not meant to be, like, serious, and then, oh, it's 100% a lore confirmation. Because, like, there's nothing about the princess other than the file name that, like, sticks for longer than a second when you think about it. Like, because if you only know FNAF, it does seem pretty strong, but when you know meme culture and pop culture, there's a lot of, like, almost half of Princess Quest is like a Zelda reference, and I never see people talk about that. I mean, the Cassidy Kazoo thing, Scott said was like, I'm not gonna hide lore in a kazoo. Like, that was not something Scott really approved. It just kind of got past him. Which, I mean, it still was kind of indirectly right. Cassidy has some connection to Golden Freddy, and arguably, but like, that was not meant to happen. Is my point. That was not meant to be a lore clue, but it's so it's more my point that, like, there are mistakes in FNAF in general, and I feel like this wouldn't be the first time something like that happened. Do you think of the puppet? The puppet is the kind of wild card character for if Charlie's going to have any connection to security, because I kind of don't know. Uh, because there are times where I'm like, that feels like a lore clue, and then there are times where I'm like, or is this just the devs being cheeky and a little silly? Um, Fuck, that was actually a pretty good one too. Fuck. I'm gonna try and make this one almost more arced. Let me see if I can improve this. That's a little better. Yeah, it is interesting that the wires are pointed out as being black and white and all that, which does show that's something I'm always looking for, something that feels like a deliberately made clue, which is part of the reason I don't like Princess Cassie. It feels like it's too much at risk of just being like a developer in joke. And it isn't in the base game. It isn't something obvious. It isn't like called attention to. It is something you have to dig through the game files to find. Uh, which it makes me a little skeptical of it, and also the fact that the main game doesn't really follow through. Yeah, the C thing is funky, but once again, I see people looking for like any mention of the letter C as like Cassidy, but it's like it could also be Charlie. Like Cassidy's not the only character in the series with a name that starts with C. But also like it doesn't always make sense, which is part of the trouble. Like, because that's my biggest thing with Princess Quest. It's like it doesn't actually make much sense. Like, I know the argument's like they see William potentially returning, but it's not even William. It's the mimic. It's not William, and that bugs me because I'm like, but it's not that character. And then, so it's like, so we're assuming Cassidy is vengeful enough to be violent or like active again. I mean, okay, fuck the it's me thing. Can I say that? The it's me thing I've never liked as proof because so many characters say it's me and it's such just a generic ominous phrase in the series that because Golden Freddy is one place a few times that like mentions it. But like if you count actual uses of it, like normal Freddy says it more. Often. Because it appears in Freddy's glitch screen, it appears in Freddy's side of the hallway in FNAF 1. It appears in it also appears with the general Freddy hallucinations. Like with Freddy on screen. It also appears in Freddy Foxy's hallway. It appears a few times in some of the glitch minigames in general. It is such a generic phrase, and it's also not attributed to Golden Freddy in the books, to my knowledge. I think it's just a general kind of chant of the dead kids. So if It's Me was really an exclusive Golden Freddy thing, I would think it would be damning. But like it's just it's too generic of a phrase in the franchise to be like Golden Freddy. And also, it doesn't like make sense. Why is Cassidy attacking a random person on the phone? Like that is more in line with like the general violent mimic like stuff and behaviors. Like there's no reason for Cassidy to go out of the way to just attack random people. Because like the prior games, they had this kind of excuse of like, oh, William worked as a night guard, therefore they're killing people to look for night guards. So it's like this random plot hole of like, why are they just attacking random people? I don't think Golden Freddy's the one causing the hallucinations because it happens in goddamn Freddy's monitor screen with Freddy on screen. I'm sorry I'm getting a little heated about this because I hear this like this argument of like any it's me thing being proof it's Golden Freddy a lot. Let's check if there's any new comments. See, it's Freddy and Bonnie on screen. Freddy and Bonnie caused the "It's Me" screen. And there's no Golden Freddy here. It's just a generic hallucination. It is an ominous phrase. This has never been an exclude, and then it's in the between night cutscenes, I think. Let me just go to normal YouTube. It, uh, yeah, cutscenes, because I believe what the fuck? Let's focus on the end. Yeah, it's error. Yeah, see, it just says "It's me," and there's no Golden Freddy on screen. It does also say it when he shows up, but it says that even if he's not, and then it says that if the puppet's there. It just says it constantly. Like, Golden Freddy does trigger hallucinations in their presence, and that indirectly causes "It's me," but it's not like it's just one location. No, no, no. It's not what I wanted. I mean, yeah, "It's me" is one place it appears for him. I'm not arguing Golden Freddy doesn't also say "It's me." I just say every fucking character says this. I think Chica's one of the few characters that doesn't have "It's me" associated with them. Or her. I mean, it's just one example of it. Like I said, I think it's just a general chant for the dead kids. I don't really see this as like, it has to be Golden Freddy. And like I said, the bigger reason I don't think it's actually anything super meaningful is because it doesn't fucking make sense. And if the Mimic has shown anything, it's that Scott is at least trying to have some level of like, okay, shit's happening, things are connecting at least some level. What about you can't then? You mean like how Freddy says, like, that happens when you interact with William, which means it's being said to you. If you interact with Purple Guy in FNAF 2, it says you can't. Because it's just a response, because your command, presumably by the puppet, is save them. And the whole point is you can't save the kids. What do you mean? So it's not the same? What do you mean? So it's not the same? I don't get. So if 50 sharks would run after you, so would you save us? No, because sharks can't run. Next question. If sharks could run, I'm not dealing with sharks that run. This is almost like the exact inverse perspective of what it should be, which should be more like this. I mean, if you're going to argue if it's a character on screen like Golden, like if you're going to argue it's on screen, therefore it's that character, then why wouldn't it just be a generic thing? I feel like you have to twist the argument kind of both ways to make this work. Because if it's just about who's literally on screen at the moment, then it's Bonnie and Freddy. And then one of the other people who say it is also just Golden Freddy. It's a generic thing. No, there is kind of in FNAF World. His quote is "It's me," his like loading screen quote, which is probably the best evidence for it being like a Golden Freddy thing. But even then, I'm not super sold on it because I feel like it's just like, oh, he's the that's one of the iconic things. I don't think he ever says it again, though. I don't think "It's Me" is said for a while after FNAF 3, after FNAF 2. There is kind of one exception, which is it's said in Curse of Dreadbear as an Easter egg, but like I don't know how the fuck Golden Freddy connects to clowns, so fuck. Golden Freddy character encyclopedia. Fucking images. Why is that not just an FNAF page? What the fuck? It's on Twitter. I hate using Twitter, but Golden Freddy. In Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, gold strikes you. It does not say it's me. Well, it might down here, but I don't have the encyclopedia. How are you supposed to get around the office junk with this? The office with this junk lying around. No, it does not say it's me, obviously. It might over here where it says it's, and it seems to be another image of Golden Freddy, but that's it. Rest my case. Golden Freddy is not an exclusive. Like, it's me is not exclusive to Golden Freddy. It is just used by characters in general. So I'm not arguing they don't say it. I am arguing it is not exclusive to them, and it is not proof of their presence. Like, if Cassidy has some involvement in security breach in the security breach era of story, it is not clear how the fuck that works, because that means they're attacking random people for no reason. They're like, especially if they're the drowning. I mean, is it a thing that's going to look like where? Where is it said in the survival logbook? Is it one of the like word search thing? That's probably where it would be. Oh yeah, it said in the word search. Actually, is it? It never finishes it's me. It says it's a lot. And it's scattered around. You can spell it's me very easily, but it doesn't just like. I'm not seeing it's me in the normal one. It's not, there isn't really a completed it's me. It's just the. Oh, there is one. Okay. Here's one completed it's me. There's a lot of it's or ITS or TSMAE, but I've only seen one actual it's me. There's a separated it's me, but it's not done properly. Like it's there's it's May. Tis me is another one I found. It's I mean, yeah, it is barely in there. But it also just says out, like, in plain text, what is your name? Oh, yeah, there's another. It's. No, it's not. That's me. There's not actually that many completed It's Me's in this anyway, which is interesting. Thank you for the happy anniversary wishes. I'm drawing Undertale stuff now. An Undertale comic specifically. That is what this stream became. Book stream? Not really. I would prefer not doing that, but I might have to someday. I mean, maybe that's a reading of it, but I'm like, eh. Like I said, I'm not saying it's not associated in any way with Golden Freddy. I just think it's not an exclusive enough quality. Because I feel like it's often just used as an Easter egg. Golden does Golden Freddy even have that important of a role in the books? Maybe I haven't. To be fair, the books are my biggest weak point with like memory and theorizing because just like shit happens, and it's really hard to remember what the fuck's what. And I don't enjoy reading that much anyway. Welcome, NDGJ Panther. Bendy stream in which I actually didn't I draw a unique SireSquawks? I did. It's not a good drawing SireSquawks, but it is a unique SireSquawks drawing. That drawing needs to still be finished. That drawing's finished. 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 Finished enough. Finished. That's not finished. 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 How much of Monarch is finished. This page is really unfinished. That page is really unfinished. The near conclusion page is really unfinished. SireSquawks reacts to SireSquawks, who reacts to SireSquawks, reacts to SireSquawks. I mean, the burden of proof kind of goes both ways for this, because, like, on one hand, yeah, it's not super easy to prove both ways that it's associated, because it's associated within MinAR and FNAF World. However, that's, like, kind of it, because it doesn't appear at all in UCN, to my knowledge. Like, it's me. Does it appear at all in UCN? Uh, if there's just anything else I want to work on with this chapter. How long has the stream been going on? There's also it's me and Princess Quest. I mean, content is so hard to talk about though in the series, because it's like you bring it up and then people are like, "No, it was cut for a reason," and then you bring it up when it supports them. They're like, "Yeah, clearly that's proof," and then or someone the solution anyway that works without it. Wait, what are we at time wise? 2, 3. I think I'll end the stream here. I think this is a good stream overall for just being like a chill anniversary stream. I don't think I hurt my voice too bad. 3 hours is pretty good for like just a chill stream. Do you think the endos have mattered for a long time, or throwing the mimic in as like a half retcon? Yeah, I think the mimic is almost a way of making the endos somewhat important. Anyway,